All right, so let's start off with the scans. So over here on the top volume movers, we have BTAI up 15% with 20 million shares traded. We have PDYN under that, TPET, MDCX, TTD, H2, TMDE, TURB, NOKE, AIFF. And so we're going to see what comes of this. Right now, it looks like H2 is getting a little bit of movement there. So let's see what's going on over here. H2 went up to a high of 463 and came out back down. Let me see if it had any kind of news on it. The news, it says it got an exclusive Fusion Fuel Green PLC. They win 1.16 million in new LPG engineering subcontracts across 2 development projects in Dubai. All right, so that's H2's news. Let's see who else is over here. BTAI coming on down. TTD, what is it? This is a larger cap, kind of like a mid cap on TTD. Not really interested in that. I'm looking for those small caps. Yesterday I did trade BW for a nice little win. Let me go pull that one up. BW. All right, so I was watching this one. I really did not know about this one. I was watching it, but it just continued to hold up above my ATRs, continued to hold up an uptrend. I was like, man, this thing looks too beautiful. So I entered right here at 10:08. Enter right in. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I watched it from the open. And with these higher float stocks, I've noticed that they cause pain before they give pleasure. And so I was like, I don't know. I really got to see this thing hold up. And so it came in here and acted like it was going to do some type of uptrend in here. And I didn't buy any of this. I was like, yeah, I don't like it. But then it came down and tested the ATRs and held that ATR and continued up and tried to test again. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 tests on this downtrend. And it bottled up right in here at the 10:08s. And I was like, okay, so what I can do is I can risk down here to the 975s. This is an area that has been tested and it bounced multiple times. 975 risk. That's risking from 1008s down to 975. And I'm just gonna try it. So I got in there and then it broke out, went up the first time around this 1084. I didn't take anything here because this is a higher float. And I was like, I want to see if it can break this high of 1075. It kind of peeked through it, came down a little bit, but I wasn't worried because my stop was all the way down here on the trend line. Then it came back up, came down, came back up. And as it continued to struggle here, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take profit. Now my target on this was $11. So from 1008 all the way up to $11, and I was taking profit around the 1115, and I was all out before it made this next move up, and it actually went up to, let's see, 11 went up to 1142, and this area right here, this 1143, that would have been the $100 mark, but I was like, you know what, I got everything I need. I'm okay. It's kind of chopping. I'm not sure I want to continue holding this, but it did end up grinding all the way to the aftermarket, all the way up to 12. So $2 move from where I entered, but I just took $1 of it. The ATR on this one was 96 cents at the time when I took the trade, but it actually ended up expanding to 99. And so I took the dollar off the table and got on down. Um, so looking at my other scanner, what's on it today. Now, these are the types that I look for to actually trade. I'm looking for ATR over 75 cents. I'm looking for the stock to be over 10% and have some type of catalyst, some type of reason to go up. Yesterday, BW's catalyst was that were they had AI facilities opening, and they had some different energy. It's an energy company anyway, so it's right in the vein of everything else that we had seen move anyway. The energy and oil and all of that is right in that vein, so I just went ahead and took it. But it did have catalyst. Now today I see up here in NPT, but none of these are over 10%. So I'm not just banging to trade them. You got to be up a little bit. Got to be up a little bit. So NPT up only 4%, so not interested in that. So we'll see how the day goes with that. Let's see what else we got out here. But all of these over here on the top volume, I'm looking for that ATR of 75 cents. Right now, BTAI, none of these meet it. PDYN almost meets it, but it doesn't. MDC. And if I go out here to their daily chart, let's go to the daily. I have my ATR out here so I can actually see the expansion of ATR. So right here coming down, it had 72, and you can see the number changing right here. Here's the ATR, and I want to see it open up to 75 cents. And on some of these days, it almost got up there, and then it kind of closed back down. And I'm looking for that average, because what I'm looking for is to make 30 cents per trade, right? So I need something that can move at least double that, you know, on a good day. Okay, let's see what else. Good morning, Hebrew. Good morning, Rex Kun. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I do now, because you remember when I was getting frustrated with that other trading style, trying to just trade catalysts all the way and really not worry about the range. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna go right back to what I was doing. And literally, I don't take as many trades, but when I see them, I'm able to, hit them. Like, oh, this one has catalyst. It's got the range. It can probably eat for me. Let's see if we can find a trend and attack. And that one was a higher float for sure, but it was still a small cap. All right, so let's look over here. So BTAI going on down 9% now. What is H2? Let's see, H2. Fusion fuel in the energy sector. Up 27%, but only 24 in the ATR. Let's see what we got here. It's out of Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Ireland. Says that it together with its subsidiaries manufactures and sells miniature PEM electrolyzers to produce green hydrogen in Portugal, Spain, and the rest of Southern Europe. Company offers Hevo chain. Okay. Oil refinery. So it serves natural gas networks and grids, oil refineries, ammonia producers, and all of that. So all of that sounds good, but I still needed to be doing range. H2. Right now, if we go over here and look at this ATR on here, we can see that this range had been closing down. So right up in here, ATR was 30 something cents, right around what I'm trying to make. So that's not really what I'm looking for, is to be trading something that I'm trying to make. That means I got to capture 100% of the move. But now it's gapped up from 326 all the way up here to 4. So we can see the ATR has been descending. It's been collapsing, getting tighter and tighter, and then all of a sudden this pop up. So what I'm thinking is it's going to revert to its normal ATR, back down to 30 cents. That's what I don't want. That's what I don't want right there. It's all fun and games until you get caught in the chop, and the chop never widens out again. IBO, a little cheap one. Okay, so this one just barely breaking over. So for my top volume, these tickers must be over 75 cents to even show up on top volume. It just barely cracked 75 cents. So nothing there. It's definitely, what's the ATR on IBO? IBO has an ATR of 4 cents. There's no way. I'm good. I'm good on that noise. Phase 2. DN. OVIX 12%. I think PDYN was just earnings. It's kind of hard to trade earnings unless you're already in it and you catch this little pop here. But starting down here from 747 and then made the majority of the moves. So PYDN has an ATR of 65 cents. So it moved from 745 up to 10. Little let or really 11. So about a $4 move there. That would be what? How many times is ATR? 4 divided by 65. Not that big of a move. Oh, I put it in wrong. I was about to say, that's got to be wrong. 5.65. Okay, so about a 6x move on the entire thing. But now it is giving back about $1 off the top, $2 off the top. And for I have been just trading during intraday, so I've been using pre-market kind of like just to see what's going on, and then I've been taking my trades intraday. So I haven't had any pre-market trades, and I feel better about it because I'm getting back towards the older style of the trade strategy, which is let it show you a clear picture and then attack. And by letting pre-market play out, I'm getting that. IBO. IBO is up 51 million, but I'm not sure if it's gonna. Not sure. Does it even have news on the day? It had news on another day, but it's way too tight. Go right back under 75, looks like. T-Pets. Okay, so looking at, oh, there's Gaxos. I hadn't seen Gaxos in a while. Look at Gaxos coming on up. This one has been a thorn in my side for real. I lost quite a bit of money on Gaxos waiting for a move back up, and just it just boiled and baked me. Let me see whether I know the last news that I saw was on drone building drones for the US government, US Army and all of that, but the range, man. I had way too many expectations, and I was seeing it back when it was down at like one something, like down here somewhere. But I was getting boiled and baked because it was taking all day to do a move like what it's doing right now. Yaxos up 60%, but I just don't like. I'm good. I really need something that can give me range. And one of the things is, yeah, I can oversize. I can take a couple thousand shares, but is it going to carry through, or am I going to get caught in some chop that goes back to? It has an ATR of 20 cents right now. If we look over here on the daily chart, so we can see the compression of the ATR. So it came down into this little range, was right around 14 so percent, and then it put out the US government news one of those days, and it ended up opening itself up quite a bit, but the ATR only came up to about 16 cents. And then it had another run up all the way up here to 264. And I believe it was one of these days I lost on. It might have been this day right here, 217, or yeah, might have been this day. And I tried to continue to play the catalyst, and it just did not work out on this little cheaper one. And so it came back down and just boiled and baked me, and now it's popping back up to two something. So all the way up above yeah, above 216s. But today I'm okay. I feel that there's opportunity there, but man, I don't know. I don't want to donate any more money to GXAI. Let's look at the overall market as well. So overall, here's what we've been seeing. So this was that gap that we had drew back on January 20th, the gap that it has not seemed to be able to take over just yet. And I think once it fills that gap, we're going to be on a nice bullish run. Here's the gap right here at 25 474, and it's been making its way back up there, which has been nice. But I think once we break that gap, once maybe good news comes out about the war or a ceasefire or something like that, we're going to end up filling that gap. So in the meantime, I've been making sure my portfolio, long-term portfolio, is definitely where it needs to be. And so I can take the rise when it's ready to rise. My portfolios did great last year, and I want to see how they do this year as well. Great. And with this day trading account, I haven't added money to this day trading account since I think it was 2022. So pretty much all the money that I make out of here or lose out of here, I just make it back. So let's say if I knock the account down, way down, I take a bunch of losses. Well, I just got to build it back up. All I do is switch back over to the old style of trading, taking less trades, sizing down, and just taking those little wins. That's it. So I don't add money to this account. So even if I take losses in the account, let's say if my losses for 2024, 20, whatever year, Let's say my losses are $2,000. Well, whatever size the account is, I just go back to the normal strategy, use that, build it back up, make a couple thousand. I could take something out or whatever, but I'm not adding to this account. Even if I got $10 in the account, I'm gonna trade it like it is. But this is not a $10 account, of course. So we're getting it on back up. Slowly but surely. I had on the first day of this month, I had a red day, small red day, and then a green day after that caught me back up, and then another green day on BW. So just getting it on out. Now, what I do add to is my long-term portfolio that is invested and pays me dividends and things because, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I need that. Yeah, I take money out of this account after I make it. Absolutely. Let's say if I make $500, I'm taking 250 out. I'm paying myself. I take half out, put some up for taxes. I'm good. I will absolutely rob this account. But what I don't do is do that in my long-term account. I add and let it sit. Let it sit, let it sit, let it sit. Sit and pay me. Well, I say let it sit. I don't just let it sit. I have a whole that's a whole nother strategy for the long-term account. I got scanners for that too. Looking for price to earnings, looking for the debt ratios, how fast companies can pay out their debt, looking for the different sectors that I'm interested in. So that's a whole different strategy for the long term. But that one's looking pretty. But I always tell people if day trading is the only investment that you're doing, it's gonna be bad if we have a bad market or something. Because usually what's happening is the market ebbs and flows. Most of the days that I see that are bad in the market, like for day traders, are great in my portfolio. Like my portfolio is up 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, $1,000 on a day that the market's looking sick. I'm like, oh man, I can't even take a trade today. Go over there and check that account. Oh my goodness, I am so in the green. Market looking sick, and all they doing is pushing it down so they can do some more entering, enter some more, and I'm doing the same thing. Let me buy some more in these dips. Why try to remake the wheel when they already got it made? You can follow. You can literally see who's holding the stocks. You can see who's in the ETFs, who's in all of these things, and you can say, oh, let me follow these people because they never lose, or they hold so much that they won't allow themselves to lose. You'll be holding like millions and billions of shares. I'm like, yeah, let me do what they're doing. And by doing that, my portfolio beats the market, stays right above it. As it's going up, it's just whoop, whoop. And one of the things that I've realized about long-term investing is you don't buy the dip. You can't bring day trading mentality to long-term investing. There is no buying the dip. There are no one dips. There are no, oh man, this is the perfect dip. Nah, bruh. You gotta add and add and add in and add and build a position like you build a house. Ain't no buying the dip. Buy high, buy low, buy medium, buy everywhere. But you do that on something that is a performer to the upside. If it's in a downtrend and you buying in that downtrend on a long term portfolio or position or something, you may just get killed. It may just keep going down. There's a couple of examples of this, like Whirlpool right now. Whirlpool, the place that sells the washing machines and dryers and all of that stuff. Yeah, Papa John's is something that you can look at and know that that's kind of like what I would not buy. What else? Whirlpool, Papa John's. There's a company that sells food. They did really well during the pandemic called Flow. Their ticker is FLO. That's one that I wouldn't buy. There's a couple that it's like if they're not performing well for investors and they're going down, the chances that they're going to end up cutting it. I know some people don't like dividends, some people just like growth stocks, but I want to be able to touch my money and I want to see that they are giving me something back. I don't want to just be sitting in something receiving nothing as they make billions. That just feels like that investment feels like a normal job, right? You put in all these hours, your company makes I don't know how much, and you just sitting there with a smile on your face, just smiling away, boys, right? Receiving nothing. I want to feel like a shareholder. Let me get something back in stock or in monetary cash. Give me something back. Cause I'm like, what's the point? Why can't I touch the things that I am supposed to be owning? If I'm a shareholder, you're supposed to take care of me first. I'm first priority because I gave you funds. Anyway, looking back over here, Mobix, what is this one? AMPX. I don't even know what that is. Um, does not have any catalysts. Only up 8%. So all of the ones on the picky eater scanner, not really meeting that 10% yet. Not meeting that. Let's see, on the top volume, IBO just continues to play around with 57 million, and then MOBX, ETAI, TPET, GXAI back under $2. Still slowly grinding. Okay. GXAI pushing on up there. It's the one that looks the most bullish right now. It's got 15 million shares traded, but again, I just need something with range. I'm not trying to get caught in the chop. And that's one of the reasons it's not on the picky eater scanner. It's literally a picky eater scanner. It's not going to show something like GXAI. I would have to deliberately go and trade it just on my own without following the scanner. And I'm not going to do that. So I hit a high here of 209s. I guess it's going to have to end up failing before anything else. It looks the most bullish though. So 54%. Everything else is kind of in a fader mode. So the first thing is, can you get over 10%? If you can get over 10%, do you have a reason to be over 10%? And then if you have a reason to be over 10%, okay, well, are you a small cap? And then what's your range? Can you pay me at least 30 cents? And with GXAI getting a smooth 30 cents is going to be hard, it seems, because let's just look at the little range that it's chopped into. So it came from 125 all the way up here to 209. It's about 75 cents right there. Chopped down to the 172s, back up to the 2. So that's about 25 cents. This whole little range here is smaller than what I'm trying to make. And it's already struggling to exit this range. Now, even if it comes to the open and it explodes up, I'm like, okay, well, I want to be in something that, I don't have to be so fearful in. I know I'm like, okay, I'm in a good position. It's staying above my stop. It can continue pushing up. And I don't know how far it's going to push up because on BW, I was looking for 30 cents. But how much did it pay me? $1. So instead of making 30, I made 3x. 3x. And we just gonna rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Even if I only take, 4 trades in a month, 5 trades in a month, I'll wait. I will wait patiently. Biz phone, I see your question. You said, how do I track who's holding? So on Yahoo Finance, if you look up any ticker at all, let's just go to, I don't know, any ticker, there's going to be a holders tab here, right? So like for H2, or let's just go to the top. What's the top mover right now? GXAI. Let's go to top. Let's see. GXAI here. Yaxos. There's a tab here on Yahoo Finance called holders. And you go over here and you can see, hey, who are the major holders here? First, you can see, like, are they institutions or are they insiders? Who's holding here, right? Percentage of shares held by institutions, percentage of share, well, float held by institutions. So float and shares are different. But it's going to show you top institutional holders. This one has DRW Securities LLC, has a small position in it. And really what a larger position looks like, there will be millions of, like Vanguard on this one only has 100K shares. But if I go to something like, what's a bigger one that Vanguard would have? Let's just go to, let's go look at Intel Corporation. So on Intel, look at the difference in the size that they're holding here. Vanguard has 404 million shares traded. BlackRock has 432 million shares traded in comparison to something that's trash right here. Like we back on GXA. Look at how much they're holding. 100K. They're not serious about this position. When they get serious, they put millions into a company. And that's what I'm looking for, is those bigger name companies to show confidence in these companies and put some money behind these companies' names. When you look here, Vanguard Group, you can see the actual value of their holdings right here. $124,000 and $124,725. If you go back to Intel, look at the difference. Look at the difference. 18 million. 19 mil. Wait, these ain't million. Let me see. This is 100,000. Oh, yeah. $19 million in these. And this is their reported date. So as of December 31st, this is what they reported on what they're holding, right? That's insane money. Yeah, Yahoo, they've been building it out. They're one of the best. I don't even have to use pretty much anything else. It's just Yahoo, right? And they do have a paid plan, which I would probably never do because they offer so much just on the free. It's like, eh. And then in the same token, you can come over here and look at the daily news, what's popping up, what's latest. Expanding Iran conflict threatens Brazil grain exports, crypto exchange. You can see the latest news pop up here. What's the big picture news that people are looking at? U.S. stock futures fall as Iran war enters 6th day. Let's see, oil rising and all of this stuff. But when it comes to trading, you want to find something that's in the vein of what's going on in the news. Recently, we know it's oil and energy and war and defensive stocks. And the narrative can shift, but sometimes you have to let the old narrative go away before the new one comes in. So right now we're in the vein of war and energy, and we may see something different pop up, but yeah. What's hard is when you're in, the vein of the market, but you see something that is outside the vein. So you see something like biotech that pops up talking about depression, and they got this drug for, I don't know, shaky hands or something like that. But that's not the vein of the market. It's like, do I take this trade or not? That's the hard part, where you see something on your scanner that doesn't exactly align with what's going on in the overall market. Oh, GXAI is running. Let me go back over there and see what's going on there. Will we call that running though? Yes. So that's the possible daily level that I had marked up there. I forgot when I put that there, but yeah, I waited for a while for it to get up here. But we'll just have to see. I do need to get ready to go to work though. I do trade and work, so some days I go on site, some days I'm just here in the office chilling. But either way it goes, work is work. I pretty much have my charts pulled up, have my work pulled up, and I'm just working across the board. But today is one of those on-site days, so go over to the other office and put out some fires for the day. And if I see anything that pops up on the picky eater scanner, then I may end up trading it. We'll see. But yeah, GXAI pushing on up there. It may be may become the leader on today. It has 27 million shares traded. And I don't really see anything else that is competing visually with it. I want to find the winner that's competing, that is visually attractive first. And then once I find that, I'm like, okay, do I like this? Do I not? Am I going to trade this? And then if anything else comes up behind that, I'm going to need GXAI to fail miserably for me to trade that other thing. Because if everybody's watching this TV channel, why wouldn't I be watching this TV channel? But anyway, yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, definitely hit the like button, subscribe. I'll be back. Actually, tomorrow I will not be streaming because I have something. I'm growing my network a little bit more. I have something happening early in the morning, so I'm gonna go get that bag, and then I'll be back on Monday morning. But I will be in the Discord, so we have the Discord. Of course, it's free to join and all of that. We talk about everything, not just day trading. We talk about the portfolio building. We talk about whatever. If y'all want to see what I'm doing in my long-term portfolio, I dropped that in the Discord. I literally got an Excel doc with all my tickers on there, so drop that. But yeah, we do that kind of stuff in the Discord, and yeah, that's it. So GXAI already slowing down. Popped out what, 205 up to 232. So that move right there is the entire move that I'm trying to make, but it's chopping in here. I want something that's gonna boom, just gonna go. It's gonna go, not gonna slow down. If it does slow down, it's just knocking through walls. So there's a wall here, it's just bam, bam, bam. But this one already showing some wicks around this area, so not sure about how far that's gonna go. Anyway, I'm going to check back on it. And during intraday, like I said, I've been taking all my trades during intraday, so we'll see what the open looks like for this. If shorts attack it back through this level of the $2.16, or if it holds up. Right now, it has 88 cents in the percent gain, and this was the daily level that it just broke over during pre-market. But will it be able to hold this level during intraday, that 216 level? All right, that's it for me today. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.